Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, June 6th, 2012. There's a lot to cover. Let's jump right into the charts. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures, which are catching a pretty decent bid today. They're up about 10.5 points at the moment. They were even higher earlier, about an hour ago, trading over 15 points on the session. However, they have pulled back as the U.S. dollar index has caught a little bit of a bid. Now, a couple of things going on in Europe today, very, very important. First off, you want to take a look at the comments that are going to be made at 8:30. That's still about 8 or 9 minutes from now. 8:30 in the morning. Mario Draghi, that's the ECB chief boss over there. He's going to be making some comments. Today, the European Union kept rates unchanged, but that's not what's important. What's important is what he talks about at 8:30. That's what's going to move the dollar. That will move the markets. So again, he did leave rates unchanged. The ECB left the European Union interest rates unchanged at 1%. However, he will be speaking at 8:30 this morning, and we'll see what he talks about, bailouts or potential bailouts for Spain or something along those lines. We'll see how the market reacts. So everybody is waiting for this 8:30 speech by Mario Draghi. Tomorrow morning, Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke will be speaking. He'll be testifying, I believe, in front of Congress. So everybody's going to wait on those words. So the markets have a very good chance of holding up today and tomorrow. I don't really see that being much of a problem, especially when everybody's waiting on this QE2, QE3. Last night there was a leak coming out that the Fed is ready to do more QE, but that was squashed shortly after by another Fed boss saying if we did QE3 right now, that would really be the wrong thing to do. So again, getting mixed messages, but that's what they're going to do here. They're going to throw that potential for another quantitative easing out there. Hopefully the market bites on it, lifts the markets up temporarily, and we'll see how it plays out. But I think that's how it's going to play out ultimately for the most part. Now, a couple of other things I want to talk about real quick before we even get into gold and silver and everything along those lines. Last night, the Asian markets had a very good night. The Nikkei had a big bounce, up 1.8%. The Hang Seng was up. Everything looked pretty decent along the lines. Australia had a big night. India had a big night. Australia was up just 0.3%. But you did have India with a big night. So if the markets are strong today, watch the Indian ADRs. They could make a little bit of a move. There's a lot of talk over there that India is going to cut rates again and try to inflate their economy. So you want to watch that closely. But right now, that was the leading index. From what I saw was the Sensex, which is India, and that really had a big move. Now, the Shanghai index, which to me is the most important index in Asia, was basically flat. It didn't do much last night. It was down just 0.1%, but it could not rally. And that's something that could come back to haunt the U.S. markets. Maybe not today, but next week or something along those lines. If the Shanghai market starts to stall out and starts to fall, that's going to be problematic for the whole entire world. So we're going to watch that closely. But let's take a look here first at the European markets. European markets are up across the board. You have the IBEX 35, which is Spain, up nearly 1.9%. Italy is up 1.9%. German DAX up 1.5%. CAC 40 is up 1.6%. And the London FTSE is up 1.2%. After being closed for the past 2 days. So that's what we're looking at right there. All the European markets are up this morning. Now, let's take a look at oil and gold. You know, if the markets are up and the dollar is down, that usually tells us that oil and gold should be up, and that is the case. Gold is up 20 points to $16.37 an ounce, and you also have oil up, light sweet crude that is, up 93 cents to $85.22 an ounce. Let's take a look at GLD and the USO. Here you'll see the GLD catching a very good bid. I think it's got a little bit more left in the tank. We'll see if it can move up by another point or so. But GLD is very strong today as the dollar is pulling back. Now, one thing you want to watch for, if the dollar starts to catch a bid, which it has, then gold could be susceptible to a pullback. Okay, but right now The U.S. dollar index, even though it's off the lows, still down 22 cents, and that's a sizable move on the session. Let's take a look at the USO today. USO is catching a pretty good bid as well, and that's again on the dollar pullback. But notice, since the dollar has started to rally, the USO has come back in a little bit. So again, if the dollar's down, expect oil and gold to both go higher. Everything will inflate. In just 3 more minutes, we'll start to get those comments from Mario Draghi, and we'll see how the markets play out. Let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. One, I want to talk about this Ancestry.com. Very, very good move. This stock's been at the lower end of the chart. I don't see the stock really getting significantly higher than the 26 and a quarter level. However, watch $27 and then watch $28.55. And if it even rallies more than that, watch $30. But those would be your resistance levels. You could see small pullbacks from those areas. But if the markets are strong today, all the stocks that have been beaten down could catch more of a bid. So you got to be careful on the short side. But you could look for little pullbacks as long as it is the right time of day. Let's take a look at Pulte Homes reported earnings today. Home builders had a big move yesterday. Today, Pulte Homes is trading up around $8.42, so closed at $8.16. Decent little move. It's back in the range. I don't want to make too much out of it till this thing can clear above $9 and then $9.50. Those are the 2 resistance levels that you're dealing with at the moment. But decent little gap up, but it's nothing major on Pulte Homes. The overall market will set the tone for that stock today, I believe. Let's take a look at Iron Mountain, ticker symbol IRM. This stock is turning into a real estate investment trust. You want to be very, very careful with this. I would not be a buyer up here, but very, very good move. If you own it, you want to cash in some gains, no problem up here at 32. Stock closed at 28.40. It's a great move. I just don't see a lot of upside from here. Can it go higher? I suppose, but I would not be buying it up here. I would not short it either because real estate investment trusts could hold up. They usually are not very volatile. But we'll see. I would not be a buyer up here at all whatsoever. Okay, let's take a look at Coinstar today. Ticker symbol CSTR. Stock is moving into kiosks. They're going to put some coffee machines around the Seattle area. It's catching a nice little bid. Right now it's trading around 60.21, so it has already pulled back. One thing I'll say about this, though, it has upside on the charts to around the $64.35, maybe $64.50 level. Again, that's where I would look for some resistance. It looks like a fairly strong gap up, so you don't want to get too cute, especially if the markets catch a bid today from a severely oversold condition. That could always push the stock higher. So that's what you'd watch for. Maybe a potential move to the 64.30, 64.50 area, but there should be decent resistance there. Let's take a look at Mastercard. I think they're going to do a buyback. The stock right now trading at $415. Again, a lot of resistance up around 430, then around 442. I'm not sure I see all that much activity in this one. I wouldn't do really much with it at the moment. Another stock I did see this morning, MIND. This stock is getting hit a little bit down. Closed yesterday at 18.31. Today is trading at 16.39. It's a real light volume stock. There's not a lot to do here, but stock has a fair amount of support. I'm going to say at $16. After that, though, if it breaks that 16 level and can't hold, stock's going down to $13.85. Okay, so that will be the next support level. You may get a little bit of a bounce there, but it's a light volume name. It's really out of my league when it comes to the light volume. I like active, high volume stocks personally. But that's what we're looking at anyway when it comes to this particular stock, where it's going. Okay, we're going to listen for the Mario Draghi comments. They'll be coming out at 8:30, so that could shift the market around. But right now you have the futures up 12 points. A good solid day for the futures. Keep an eye on that dollar, especially once the opening bell rings. Markets will trade inversely. Here you can see the dollar pulling back a little bit. And once again, as the dollar pulls back, you're getting a little bit of a bid right back up in the S&P 500 E-mini futures. So it's all about the dollar still. Nothing has changed. Dollar pulling back will inflate this market higher. But you do have the Mario Draghi comments taking place around 8:30 this morning. So we'll see how that all pans out, and we'll see if the market moves off that news. But it's all going to be about the dollar. If the dollar goes down, everything goes up. If the dollar goes up, everything goes down, including gold and oil. Okay, with that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and we'll see you all on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a good morning.